Hi, Alyson.
Hi, Vanessa.
It's been so
Great to
long
see you here.
since we have been here together, I know. We should have brought our magic box, our goggles of infinite perception, but yeah, that'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's already a pretty busy Sunday. It's this incredible overlap, as you mentioned earlier, of seasons, right? We have our Earth Center traditions, who just a month ago celebrated our vernal equinox, right, which is that moment where we tip towards spring and the days get longer. In Judaism, we are right in the middle of our time of Passover, just beginning the telling and retelling of the story of the Jewish people from their time as slaves in Egypt, being liberated from Pharaoh, beginning the journey to freedom. A long, long journey, as it was. And Easter, this story from Christianity of Jesus, who was always speaking truth to power and professing love over hate and raising up the least of us and our responsibilities to one another, who was killed on Good Friday, and Easter morning, whose followers found he was resurrected among them. Each of these traditions so incredibly rich with stories and rituals that are there for our own reflection, thinking about our own lives.
You know, and I was thinking about how each of these three traditions in them have the egg. In pagan traditions, there were eggs as a symbol of the fertility and the spring coming. Chickens literally lay more eggs in the spring and the winter, and so more eggs would mean the end of winter. And the Seder plate has an egg, and Easter also has eggs. And interesting, though, I was reading that the egg on the Passover Seder plate is a symbol in part of mourning. A boiled egg is the first thing that mourners are served after the funeral in Judaism. While in Easter, it's a symbol of life and hope and renewal. So loss and hope and death and life and winter and spring.
Yes, really fitting this year that they all are held together in this moment of time, because we've all had an incredible amount of loss and of death and winter of the spirit and in the world, in our lives. And it continues. It continues in the stories, in the news, the war, the killing yesterday, or this weekend, of a young black man, Patrick Loyoya, by police. And we all feel the incredible need, but maybe the struggle, to step into hope and into life and into spring. But how? Easter and Passover offer these rituals and these moments to reflect on just how we might do that, how people have done that. When you came in today, you all were handed something which looks a little bit like a big communion wafer, which might bring up memories, maybe PTSD for some of you, all the things that might be associated with. It's a wildflower seed paper. And we want to invite you to step into this moment with a ritual. We want you, there should be markers and pens in front of you, to think about a word or two that captures for you something about life lately in this past winter that was hard, something that you're still holding sadness about. And on one side of that paper, we want you to write a word that speaks to that names that. And if anyone doesn't have seed papers, did anyone not get any? Did you manage to slip around our ushers? Because we have some. I have a few. Anybody not get one? Okay. So take a moment for that. And on the other side, one thing that you are hopeful about, one part of coming back into life that you are excited about, one thing about the spring inside and out that you want to embrace in your life. And write or just think and love it into this ritual paper.
We've created a planting space outside the church doors, and we'll invite our children to plant as they leave for their activities, Easter activities. And we invite the rest of you to plant following the service. We'll have the big wooden doors open for you to go out, and there'll be people out there to show you where the planting will happen, right out in front of our church. A space that's needed some life brought to it very much, and it would be lovely to have you include your seed wafer there. You can bring them home as well and plant them in your garden, but lovely to create a space that is bringing some life into a little parched area in front of our church that would be well received. So I'd like to invite you into a blessing of these seeds, and I want to make a suggestion, if you're open to this, is to place that seed wafer in your hand, and then just place your other hand on top of that and just hold that, hold what you've written, those losses and those hopes. Let that be a sacred space between your hands and these seeds that will grow. And I offer this blessing. May what holds us in bondage to death or loss or hurt or sadness or literal heart-breaking limits be released. And what gives us life, hope, joy, rebirth, feel invited to claim, and may we claim it. Sinking our roots down into what grounds us and reaching towards the sun, flowering into this season, all of whose traditions witness to life more abundant, claiming us after a season of loss and winter struggles of heart and mind and spirit. And may we open our hearts to the abundance of creation that surrounds us and sustains us.